What is parts work and why is everybody suddenly talking about it? The controversial psychological modality of parts work is taking modern psychology by storm, and it's being pioneered primarily through the internal family systems modality. I am seeing the IFS founder, Dr. Richard Schwartz, showing up on a variety of podcasts from like the Tim Ferris Show to Gabby Bernstein. I even saw he was teaming up with Jonathan Van Ness to talk about the healing power of parts work. As a parts work coach, I have more people than ever saying, oh, parts work. Like, yeah, I've heard of that. Because usually I get parts work. What's that? So the buzz around parts work is definitely growing, but it is still a mystery to most people. And that simply will not do for me because it is my own parts work practice that took me from sobbing uncontrollably on my old guest bed in a friend's loft after my divorce to building a successful business, getting in the best shape of my life, living and working abroad, which is my ultimate dream. And then I'm also in the healthiest and most fun and safest relationship that I have ever been in. And I owe all of that to my parts work practice and competent support. If you have heard of IFS or parts work before, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel because that is what we are about here. And ain't nobody talking about parts work the way that I am talking about parts work. Okay, so what is parts work? Parts work describes the overall ideology of our inner world or our psyche or our mind being made up of multiple parts as opposed to one solitary you in there. It is a common misconception that your inner world is made of just one you, that there should only be one voice in your head, only one feeling you're feeling, only one thought you're thinking. But this is just not the case. In reality, you have a whole bunch of different parts of you that live in your inner world, and all of these different parts of you have different roles and responsibilities. But all of them, every single one of your parts is only ever trying to help you get your needs met. Let's make this practical. How many times have you said something like, well, a part of me wants this, but another part of me wants something else? Or how many times have you felt multiple different feelings at the same time, right? That's because at least two different parts of you are experiencing two different feelings. And so parts work is the work of getting to know the different parts of yourself, helping them heal at the root, and helping them learn to work with each other instead of against each other. And when that happens, your experience of life can change dramatically. It's like the difference between the voices in your head being a bunch of screaming 10-year-olds versus a group of capable adults working together toward the same goal. It makes a huge difference in just how you experience your day-to-day life. And in reality, parts work isn't a new way of exploring the psyche. Ancient shamanic traditions have been doing this since the beginning of time. And it's been peeking its head out in modern psychology as well. Like you could say the empty chair technique in the Gestalt therapy model is a form of parts work because it involves bringing an empty chair so the client can personify a part of themselves sitting in it and have a conversation with them. That's what parts work is. It's just without the empty chair. It's having conversations with different parts of yourself. And so parts work focuses on facilitating the conversations with your parts. Even though internal family systems is the modality that is currently pioneering the parts work conversation in modern psychology, it is just one modality within the umbrella of parts work. Inside, there are all sorts of different modalities that can help you categorize your parts, talk to your parts, explore the multiplicity of your inner world. A couple examples are structural dissociation and transactional analysis. And as a parts work coach, I synthesize many different modalities to help facilitate effective conversations between my clients' parts. But the backbone of my parts work coaching comes from the IFS modality because I find it to be the most relational, which always produces the best results when it comes to the inner world and healing trauma. And while I can't speak for the IFS Institute or any other parts work modalities, I do want to share with you the 3 core tenets of effective parts work and the 3 primary goals of parts work when it comes to my parts work coaching, so you can get a feel for how parts work can help transform your life from the inside out. So the 3 core tenets of effective parts work. The first is your inner world consists of an ecosystem of different parts. There isn't just one solitary you in your inner world. There is an entire ecosystem of many different parts of you that play different roles and are focused on getting different needs met. Because we are humans and have many different needs, we have different parts of us focused on meeting different needs. And even deeper, there are different parts of us that have different opinions about how to get a need met in the best way. So parts of us can be fighting against one another over which need takes greater priority, and our parts can be fighting against one another about the best way to get each need met. Parts work is about helping all the different parts of you learn to work together instead of fighting against each other. This creates an inner dialogue of encouragement and nurturing, which allows you to be much more effective in getting your needs met in the outer world. You are the sum of all of your parts plus your essence. It's not just your parts in your inner world, you also have your essence, or as the IFS Manifest model calls it your capital S self. There are lots of great words to describe your essence. Some people call it their center. Your inner leader is also a great name for it. You might even call it your soul or the Holy Spirit or source energy or your higher self, depending on what your spirituality is. You'll also hear me refer to your essence as the love inside of you, because that is what your essence feels like. Your essence feels like love to your parts. And when you are in your essence, as in like when you are seeing through the eyes of your essence, it is the absolute best feeling in the world. It is such a good feeling. So your inner world is made up of a whole bunch of different parts of you that are trying to help you get your needs met, as well as your essence that is there to support your parts with love and with wisdom. And so parts work is about building a stronger relationship between your parts and your essence in your inner world, which allows you to have more influence over your behaviors in the outer world because you won't be so triggered all the time. You'll have an internal sense of safety. When we can learn how to navigate our inner world effectively and have effective conversations between our parts, we are able to show up in the outer world more powerfully and intentionally as well. You have no bad parts. Every single part of you has the intention to protect you and help you. This does not mean that the outcome of their behavior is always helpful, but their intention is to help. Every single part of you is doing their very, very best to help you get a need met. You have no bad parts. This is an important foundation to build upon because it is only when you are able to understand what core need a part is trying to meet for you, regardless of its behavior, can you access more creativity about like more effective ways that you can get your parts to work together to meet that need. Here are the 3 primary goals of parts work. The 3 primary goals of my parts work coaching practice, as well as my personal parts work practice, are number 1, resolve the past by helping our parts release their emotional pain at the root. That way we're not living in the past, we're living in the present. Number 2, bring more safety and belonging to the present through cultivating a more trusting relationship between our parts and our essence. Number 3, create a compelling future that allows persistent forward movement that is in courageous alignment with our essence. Unlike other modalities that are only focused on healing past trauma or only focused on helping you like move forward through obstacles, parts work really affords us the flexibility to move forward as we resolve the past, and it also upgrades our experience of the present moment as we do it. Cultivating a parts work practice is the difference between struggling to heal your trauma and actually healing your trauma. I have seen this over and over again in my own life and also in the lives of my clients. If you want to start your own parts work practice, a great place to start is my free Meet a Part of You worksheet. You can check that out using the link in the description. And there are lots more helpful videos where this came from, so make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.